Hello, my dear friend. Welcome. I am so happy you are here with me today. My name is Anna, and this is the VUS Learning English podcast. This is a warm and quiet place for you to learn. If this is your first time here, a special hello to you. Welcome to our family. And if you are coming back, thank you for returning. It is always wonderful to have you. Today, we are going to talk about something very important. We will talk about learning English in a new way, a kinder way, a smarter way, a way that helps you feel confident and happy, not tired and stressed. I want to thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. Your time is so precious, and I am honored to be with you. If you enjoy our time together, please think about following or subscribing. It helps our podcast grow. It helps us reach more English learners just like you. And it tells me that you find this helpful. I am always curious about you. Where are you listening from today? Are you in a big city or a quiet town? It is beautiful to think of us all listening together, all around the world. Okay, let's begin. Find a comfortable place. Take a soft, deep breath. Let's talk about learning English with joy. Section 1. The Great Lie. Why studying harder is keeping you stuck. I want to talk about a big idea. It is an idea many of us learned in school. It is an idea we see everywhere. The idea is that to learn English, you must study very, very hard. You must study for many hours. You must read difficult books. You must memorize long lists of words. We see pictures of students at their desks. Their heads are in big grammar books. Their desks are covered in papers and flashcards. And we think, this is what I must do. We think, I must study harder. We think, I must study more. Our schools sometimes teach us this way. Language apps are often made this way. Many companies make money from this idea. The idea that more work means more success. But I am here to tell you something. This idea is not always true. Sometimes this idea can actually stop you. It can keep you feeling stuck. It can make you feel tired and sad. Especially if your goal is to speak English, to speak with confidence, to speak with a happy heart. Think about it like this. Imagine you want to learn to play the guitar. It is a beautiful dream. Would you spend most of your time reading books about music? Would you spend 90% of your time reading? And only 10% of your time actually holding the guitar? No, of course not. That sounds silly, doesn't it? To learn guitar, you would learn a few easy chords first. Then you would start to play a simple song. At first, your fingers would feel slow. They might not know where to go. The music might sound a little bad, and that is completely okay. But you would be doing it. You would be playing. You would be practicing the action of making music. Learning to speak a language is the same. It is exactly the same. Speaking is a skill. It is something you do with your body, with your mouth, your tongue, your breath. It is a physical skill, like playing the guitar. Or like dancing. It is also a skill of the mind, a psychological skill. It is about feeling brave. It is not just about knowing rules in a book. The old way of studying harder creates a problem. I call this problem passive knowledge. Let's talk about what that means. Passive means not active. It means something is sitting still. It is not moving. Knowledge is all the things you know. So, passive knowledge is when you know many things, but you do not use them. The knowledge is just sitting in your mind. You become like a library, a walking library of English information. Your brain is filled with books about English. You can explain grammar rules. Maybe you know the difference between the past perfect and present perfect. Wow, that is very difficult. Maybe you can take a vocabulary test, a multiple choice test, and you can get 95%, an amazing score. But then a native English speaker comes to you. They smile and ask a simple, friendly question. They say, "So what did you get up to over the weekend?" And suddenly, your brain feels like it stops. It feels like it short circuits. It goes blank. All that information, all those books in your mental library, they feel like they are on a very high shelf. The shelf is covered in dust. You cannot reach the book you need. You cannot find the right words for a real conversation. This is the fluency gap. It is a big, empty space, a frustrating canyon. On one side is everything you know. On the other side is what you can actually say, and you are standing in the middle feeling lost. I know this feeling so well. I learned this the hard way. I was a very good student. I was a model student. My notebooks were perfect. They were filled with grammar charts. Verbs were written out perfectly. I had apps on my phone with thousands of vocabulary words. I could read articles in English. I could understand almost everything I read. If you looked at my test scores, if you looked at my notebooks, you would think she is an advanced learner. But the truth was very different. In reality, I was so scared. I was terrified of speaking. I remember one day very clearly. I was in a coffee shop in London. It was busy and noisy. I wanted to order a coffee, just a simple coffee. I practiced the sentence in my head, again and again. "Can I have a large Americano, please?" I said it in my mind maybe 10 times. "Can I have a large Americano, please?" The sentence was perfect. I was ready. I walked to the counter. The person behind the counter, the barista, was very kind. She had a big, warm smile. She looked at me and said, "Hey there, what can I get for you?" And my mind went completely white. Just white. Empty. All my practice was gone. The perfect sentence disappeared. I felt a wave of panic. My heart started beating so fast, I could not say anything. So I just pointed. I pointed at the coffee machine, and I mumbled one word. Coffee. I felt so sad. I walked out of that coffee shop feeling like a failure. I thought, all those years of study. For what? All that work. Just to point and mumble. I felt so ashamed. That was a very important moment for me. It was my breaking point. It was the moment I understood. My method was the problem. The way I was learning was the problem. I was not a failure. My strategy was failing me. The endless circle of studying more, memorizing more, and then forgetting. It was not working. It was just making me tired. It was hurting my confidence. It was breaking my heart. It is a horrible feeling. And if you feel this way now, I need you to listen to me very carefully. I need you to hear these words. It is not your fault. Let me say that again. It is not your fault. You are not lazy. You are not bad at languages. You are not stupid. You have just been using a broken map, a map that does not lead to where you want to go. The reason you feel stuck is simple. You are trying to become a good speaker by doing everything except speaking. You are trying to become a musician without ever playing the music. It is time to fold up that old broken map. It is time to put it away. It is time to find a new map. A map that actually works. A map that will guide you to confidence. A map that will lead you to fluency. Section 2. The Work Smarter Revolution. Finding your number one fluency block. So, how do we start on this new path? How do we use this new map, the change, the revolution in your English learning? And it starts with one simple idea, one very powerful idea. The idea is this: stop trying to improve everything at the same time. Yes, stop trying to be perfect at everything. The philosophy is work smarter, not harder. Working smarter is about being precise. It is about focus. Think of yourself as a doctor, a surgeon. A surgeon uses a small, sharp tool. They are very careful. They focus on one specific area, stargazers. They do not use a big, heavy sledgehammer. A sledgehammer hits everything at once. It is not precise. We are going to be surgeons, not sledgehammers. Instead of trying to get a little better at everything, you will find the one thing that is your biggest challenge, your biggest block, and you will focus all your energy there. This is how you make big changes. This is how you see real improvement very quickly. So, how do we find this one thing? How do we find your number one fluency block? We start with a gentle, honest look at ourselves, an honest self-assessment. I want you to think about the 7 parts of English, the 7 core skills. They are reading, writing, speaking, listening, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Now, I would like you to find a piece of paper, or you can open a notes app on your phone. We are going to make a list. I want you to write these 7 skills, and then I want you to give them a number, from number 1 to number 7. Number 1 is your best skill, your absolute strongest skill, the one that feels easy for you. And number 7 is your biggest challenge, your absolute weakest skill, the one that feels the most difficult. Please be very honest with yourself. Be kind, but be honest. This is not a test. There is no grade. This is a tool to help you, a diagnostic tool. It helps us understand where to focus. To help you, let's talk about what strong and weak can look like. Let's go through the 7 skills. First, reading. You are a number 1, very strong if you can read a news article or a simple book. And you can understand the main ideas. You do not need a dictionary for every word. You are a number 7, your weakest skill if you have trouble understanding a simple email or a post on social media. Reading feels slow and difficult. Next is listening. You are a number 1 if you can watch an English TV show. Maybe you use subtitles, maybe not, but you can follow the story. You know what is happening. You are a number 7 if listening is very hard. When a native speaker talks at a normal speed, it just sounds like noise, like a blur. It is too fast to understand. Now, let's think about grammar. You are a number one if you have a good feeling for correct sentences. You just know what sounds right, even if you cannot explain the rule. You do not make many basic mistakes. You are a number 7 if you always worry about grammar. You are not sure which tense to use. Your sentences feel mixed up or jumbled. Okay, next is vocabulary. You are a number 1 if you have many different words. You can express your ideas. You can talk about complex things. You are a number 7 if you feel like you always use the same simple words. Over and over again, you feel like you can never find the word you are looking for. It is on the tip of your tongue, but you cannot grab it. Now, for a big one, speaking. You are a number 1 if you can share your thoughts in a conversation. You might make some mistakes, and that is okay, but you feel mostly confident. You are not afraid to try. You are a number 7 if the idea of speaking English makes you feel scared. It fills you with dread. Maybe you are a talkative person in your own language, but in English, you become very quiet. Next, writing. You are a number 1 if you can write a clear email. It is well structured and easy to understand. You are a number 7 if you try to avoid writing in English. It takes a very long time, and you are worried that it is full of mistakes. And finally, pronunciation. You are a number 1 if people usually understand you easily. Your accent is not a problem. You are a number 7 if people often ask you to repeat yourself. Sorry, what was that? You feel like your accent is a big wall, a barrier between you and the other person. Okay, take a minute now. You can pause this podcast if you need to. Think about these 7 skills. Write your list from your strongest number 1 to your weakest number 7. Are you finished? Wonderful. You have just created your personal roadmap. Now look at your list. I want you to draw a circle around the skills at the bottom, the ones you ranked as number 5, number 6, and number 7. These are your fluency blocks. These are the areas that are holding you back the most. Now, for the most important part of this entire process, it might feel strange at first. Look at the skills at the top of your list. The skills you ranked as number 1, number 2, and number 3. These are your strengths. You are already good at these things. And I want you to give yourself permission to completely ignore them. Yes, you heard me right. For a little while, you will stop practicing your strengths. You will not spend your precious study time on the things you are already good at. I know this sounds strange, sounds counterintuitive, but it is the secret of the work smarter method. Why do we do this? Because the result you get from practicing your strengths is very small. Think about it. If your grammar is already a number 2, and you practice grammar for many hours, maybe it will become a number 1. That is a very small improvement. It is nice, but it will not change your life. But if your speaking is a number 7, your biggest weakness, and you focus all your energy there, you can move it to a number 4 in just a few months. That is not a small improvement. That is a life-changing improvement. You stop being the person who is silent in English. You become the person who can have a conversation. You stop feeling scared. You start feeling confident. This is a huge change. I had a student named Shadab. He is a perfect example of this. His grammar was amazing. On our scale, it was a number 1 or a number 2. He knew all the rules. But his speaking was a number 7. He was so scared to speak. The old method, the study harder method, would tell him to study everything, to have a balanced plan. But Shadab used the work smarter method. He did something that felt radical. It felt very bold. He completely stopped studying grammar. He did not open a grammar book for months. He decided that 100% of his English time would be for his number one weakness, speaking. He started joining online conversation groups. He found people to talk to. First, it was scary, but he kept going. And what was the result? In just a few months, his confidence grew so much. It was like watching a flower open. He did not learn any new grammar rules. He learned how to use the grammar he already knew. The grammar that was sitting in his mental library. He closed his fluency gap. Your list is your personal map, your treasure map, the bottom of your list. Your number 5, 6, and 7. That is where the treasure is buried. That is where you will find the biggest and fastest changes. So your new mission is this: dedicate 80 to 90% of your English time to your bottom 2 or 3 skills, to your biggest weaknesses. This is how you work smarter. This is how you stop feeling like you are running in place. This is how you start sprinting towards fluency with a smile on your face. Section 3, the enjoyable immersion method, hacking your brain for fluency. Okay, you have done the first big step. You have found your weaknesses. You know where to focus your energy. This is wonderful. Now we get to the fun part, the really fun part. How do we practice these skills without it feeling like hard work? How do we practice without it feeling like a chore? The answer is the second part of our revolution. I call it the enjoyable immersion method. The main idea is so simple. If you enjoy something, you will do it. You will want to do it. If you hate something, you will avoid it. You will find any excuse not to do it. Oh, I'm too tired today. Oh, I'm too busy. So many people give up on English. They stop learning. Why? Because they connect English with feeling bored. They connect it with feeling pain and frustration. They make themselves read boring articles. They force themselves to listen to textbook audios that are not interesting. Hello, my name is John. I am going to the bank. It is so unnatural. And your brain does not like it. Your brain actively fights against boring things. But what if learning English felt like a reward? What if it was the best part of your day? The part of your day you look forward to. This is not a fantasy. It is a strategy. We are going to use how your brain works to help you learn faster. We are going to hijack your brain's reward system. This means you must match your learning to your personality. You must match your learning to your interests, to the things you truly love. Let's see how this works. Let's look at the most common weaknesses. What if your weakness is listening? First, stop listening to boring textbook recordings. Stop it today. Instead, ask yourself a question. What do I actually love in my own language? What do I find interesting and exciting? For example, are you a crime junkie? Do you love mysteries and detective stories? Then find a true crime podcast in English. There are so many. You will be so focused on the story, so desperate to know who did it. You will completely forget that you are studying. Or maybe you love to laugh. Laughter is a beautiful, powerful tool for learning. Watch stand-up comedy specials on Netflix. Find comedians you think are funny. Or maybe you are interested in business or technology. You can listen to podcasts like How I Built This. You will hear amazing stories from successful people. You will get great ideas for your career. And at the same time, you will be training your brain for English listening. The most important part is this: it must be active listening. This means you are not just having it on in the background while you cook or clean. For just a few minutes a day. Put your phone down, turn off distractions, maybe close your eyes, and just focus on the sounds, on the voices. Try to guess the meaning of a new word from the other words around it. From the context, you will be so surprised at how fast you improve, especially when you are listening to something you truly love. Okay, what if your weakness is speaking? This is the big one. This is the scariest one for most people. I understand that, so we need to make the practice feel very safe, very low pressure, and even fun. Here's a method I love. It sounds a little silly at first, but it is so powerful. I call it narrate your life. This means you talk about what you are doing as you're doing it, out loud in English. You are alone, so there is zero pressure. No one is listening. No one will judge you. For example, when you are making breakfast, you can say out loud, "Okay, I am walking to the kitchen now. I am opening the fridge. What should I eat for breakfast? I see some eggs. I think I will have eggs today. I need to get a pan." This does two amazing things. First, it builds the habit of thinking in English. Your brain starts to find English words automatically. Second, it develops muscle memory. Your mouth and your tongue get practice making English sounds. Speaking is physical, remember? This is your daily workout. Another wonderful tool is technology. Technology is your best friend here. You can use an app that has an AI conversation partner, an artificial intelligence you can talk to. You can practice ordering food in a restaurant, or having a debate about a topic, or just chatting about your day. You can do it anytime, anywhere. And you never have to worry about making a mistake. It is like having your own private gym just for speaking. And here's another idea. Find your passion community. What is your hobby? What do you love to do? Do you love video games? Do you love gardening? Or cooking? Or painting? Or cars? Whatever it is, I promise you, there is an international group for it online. Find a Discord server or a Facebook group. Join a voice chat in that group. Your goal is not to practice English. Your goal is to talk about something you love. The English practice is just a happy accident, a wonderful side effect. Now, what if your weakness is vocabulary? My first piece of advice is throw away your long lists of random words, please. Memorizing single words from a list is not a good way to learn. It is one of the least efficient ways. Why? Because you need context. Words have friends. They live in sentences. They do not live alone on a list. So instead of memorizing lists, I want you to become a word collector, a collector of interesting words and phrases. When you are watching that Netflix show you love, or listening to that true crime podcast, have your phone or a notebook ready. When you hear a cool new word, or a phrase that sounds interesting, write it down, but do not just write the word. This is very important. Write the whole sentence that you heard. The context is everything. Then you can try the use it or lose it challenge. This turns it into a fun game. Your mission for the rest of the day is to find one opportunity to use that new word or phrase. Just one. You could send a text message to an English-speaking friend. You could write a fake comment on a social media post. Or even better, you can say it out loud when you are narrating your day. The goal is to move that word from passive knowledge, something you just recognize, to active knowledge, something you can actually use. All of these methods are connected to one more big idea: building daily micro habits. Micro means very small. Habits are things we do every day without thinking. Consistency is more important than intensity. Doing something for a short time every day is so much better than doing it for a long time only once a week. A 2-hour study session on a Sunday is far less effective than a focused 20-minute session every single day. Why? Because a daily practice builds a true habit. It sends a message to your brain. The message is, this is part of who we are now. We are a person who uses English every day. Try to be perfectly consistent for just 3 weeks. That is 21 days. Schedule it in your calendar like an important appointment. 15 minutes of English podcast. 20 minutes of narrating my life. Make it a non-negotiable appointment, an appointment with your future, fluent self. This combination is where the magic happens. By choosing activities you enjoy, you stop fighting with yourself. There is no struggle. By making it a small daily habit, you make it feel easy. You are not studying English anymore. You are just watching a cool show. You are just chatting with friends about your hobby. You are just playing a game with new words. You are creating a small world of English immersion in your own home. You do not need a plane ticket. You do not need to move to another country. You can start right now, today. This is how you learn with joy. This is how you learn consistently. And this is how you learn faster than you ever thought was possible. Section 4, the feedback loop, the missing piece of the fluency puzzle. So far, we have learned 2 very important things. First, we learned how to find our biggest weakness, our number 1 fluency block. Second, we learned how to practice that weakness using fun and enjoyable methods. This is a huge step forward. If you do just these 2 things, you will see great progress. But there is one final piece, one more critical piece of the puzzle. This piece separates the learners who improve slowly from the learners who improve with amazing speed. This final piece is called the feedback loop. What is a feedback loop? Let's use a simple story to understand. Imagine you are learning to shoot an arrow with a bow. You are learning archery. You hold the bow, you pull back the string, you aim the arrow at a target, you let the arrow go. It flies through the air. But just before the arrow hits the target, you close your eyes. You do not see where it landed. Did it hit the center? The bullseye? Did it hit the edge of the target? Or did it miss completely and hit a tree? You have no idea. So you shoot another arrow, and you close your eyes again, and another, and another. You are practicing. That is true. But are you getting any better? Probably not. You might be practicing the same mistake over and over. You might be making a bad habit even stronger. This is what many English learners do. They speak, they write, they practice, but they never find out if they hit the target. They never get feedback. Practicing without feedback is just guessing. It is like shooting arrows with your eyes closed. This can lead to a problem that experts call fossilization. This is when your mistakes become like fossils, like hard stones. They become so deep in your mind that they are permanent. They become almost impossible to fix. We do not want that. To avoid this, you need a system, a structured feedback loop. Research from experts shows a simple and powerful formula. It has 3 steps. The 3 steps are learn, speak, feedback. Let's look at each step. Step 1, learn. This is your input. This is what we talked about in the last section. You watch a show you love. You read a blog about your hobby. You listen to an interesting podcast. You are taking in new words, new phrases. You are learning the natural sound and rhythm of English. Step 2, speak. This is your output. This is your practice. You try to use what you have learned. You narrate your day. You talk to a friend. You use that new vocabulary word you collected. You are shooting the arrow. Step 3, feedback. This is the final crucial step. This is when you open your eyes to see where the arrow landed. You need a way to check your output. You need someone or something to tell you. That sentence was perfect. Or, that was very close, but a native speaker might say it like this. This is how you learn from your mistakes. This is how you adjust your aim. So the next time you shoot, you get closer to the bullseye. This is how you get better, faster. So the big question is, where do you get good feedback? Reliable feedback. The good news is today there are more options than ever before. There are options for every budget, for free, or for a low cost. Let's talk about some free or low cost options. First, AI tutors. AI means artificial intelligence. Many language apps now have AI that can talk to you. It can give you instant feedback on your pronunciation. It can check your grammar. It is not a perfect human teacher, but it is a fantastic tool. It is great for daily practice. Second, language exchange partners. You can find a partner on an app like HelloTalk or Tandem. A language exchange is a beautiful idea. You find someone who wants to learn your native language, and they can help you with English. You help them, they help you. It is a partnership. The important thing is to be clear about what you need. You can say to your partner, after I speak for a few minutes, could you please tell me my main mistakes? You do not need to correct everything, just the big things. This way, you get helpful feedback. A third option is to record yourself. This is so simple, but so effective. Use your phone. Record yourself speaking for just 2 minutes. Talk about your day or a movie you watched. Then listen back to the recording. I know. Listening to your own voice can feel strange, but it is so helpful. You will be shocked at the mistakes you hear yourself making. Mistakes you did not even know you were making. In this moment, you become your own teacher, your own coach. These free and low-cost options are great. They can help you a lot. But if you are very serious about improving fast, sometimes the best thing is to get feedback from a qualified teacher or from a structured learning community. A good teacher does more than just correct one mistake. A good teacher sees the pattern behind your mistakes. Maybe you always forget to use the in a certain situation. A teacher can see that pattern. and they can give you a special exercise to fix that specific problem. They help you fix the cause of the mistake, not just the mistake itself. This is why learning in a small group can be so powerful. I have seen this happen so many times. I think of a student named Kezia from Germany. She was very, very shy. She was so worried about her speaking mistakes. But she joined a small, supportive group, a safe space. In that group, she started to feel brave. She started to take risks and speak more. She got gentle, kind feedback from the teacher and other students. And her confidence just grew and grew. It blossomed. I also think of Jenny from Taiwan. She learned some special phrases about her favorite topic. And then, in her group, she got immediate feedback on how to use them naturally. This is something an app cannot really teach you. The human connection is important. This feeling of community is a wonderful thing. It helps you go faster. When you learn with other motivated people from all over the world, you feel supported. You feel like you are not alone. Eduardo from Mexico told me that the friendly groups kept him motivated. He practiced for 5 months without stopping, and he saw a huge change in his fluency. It is not just about correcting grammar. It is about building friendships. It is about feeling like you are part of a team. Everyone is helping everyone. So, find your feedback loop. It is so important. Whether you use a free app or a language partner, or you decide to join a class or a group, you must have a way to check your aim. It is the final, non-negotiable part of the plan. Practice alone is not enough. It must be deliberate practice. And deliberate practice is just this simple circle, again and again. Try something, get feedback, adjust your aim, and try again. This circle, this loop, is the fastest path to sounding like the confident, natural, fluent English speaker you want to be. Okay, let's bring everything together. Let's look at the new map we have created today. For a long time, you may have been trying to climb a very big mountain, the mountain of English fluency. And you may have been taking the longest, steepest, hardest path. You were told that the only way to the top was through more hours of boring work, more struggle, more pain. Today, we have found a new path, a smarter path, a kinder path, and a faster path. This whole new philosophy can be summarized in 5 simple steps, 5 revolutionary steps. First, acknowledge the lie. Give yourself permission to stop the old way of learning. Stop the boring methods that make you unhappy. Learning should not be a punishment. Second, find your number 1 weakness. Be a surgeon. Be strategic. Use the 7-skill ranking to find the 1 or 2 things that are really stopping you. Focus your energy there. Third, choose your fun. Turn your study time into playtime. Pick activities that you love, watch things, listen to things, and do things that are exciting to you. If you love it, you will do it. Fourth, build a daily micro-habit. Forget about long, tiring study sessions. Commit to a small amount of time every day. 20 minutes of fun immersion is better than 2 hours of boring study once a week. Consistency is your superpower. And fifth, close the feedback loop. Practice is not enough. Get feedback. Find out where your arrows are landing so you can learn from your mistakes and get better. Look at this beautiful, simple plan. There is nothing here about studying 8 hours a day. There is nothing here about memorizing 5,000 words. This is not about having superhuman willpower. This is about being a strategic learner. This is about being a smart learner. It is about using psychology to make learning feel easy, to make progress feel natural, and yes, to make it feel fun. That feeling of being stuck. It is just a sign that your strategy was broken. It is not a sign of who you are. It is not a reflection of your amazing potential. The journey from a quiet, hesitant learner to a confident, happy speaker is not as long as you think. It just needs a better plan, a smarter map. And now you have that map. It is in your hands. The only thing standing between you and the fluent version of you is the decision to start. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. It all begins with one small, smart step. And to help you keep this good feeling going, I have 2 final things to ask of you. First, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. You can make it real by sharing it. In the comments section below, please write to us. Tell us, what is your number 1 weakness? The weakness you will start focusing on today with joy. Is it speaking? Is it listening? Is it pronunciation? Share it with us. When you write it down, it becomes more real. And you will see that you are not alone. We are all on this journey together. Second, if this episode has changed your way of thinking, if it has given you a new feeling of hope, please consider giving it a like or a 5-star review. It tells me that this message is helpful. It tells me that I should make more podcasts just like this one. And please subscribe or follow so you do not miss our future episodes. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time and your trust today. It was an honor to be with you. Remember to be kind to yourself. Learning is a journey, not a race. Every small step is a victory. Your fluent future is not a distant dream. It is waiting for you. Go take that first smart step. I am cheering for you. See you next time, my friend.